The locust plague. The Lord said to Moses, "Enter into the presence of Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, and the hearts of his servants, to show these my signs among them. And that you may tell your children and your grandchildren the things that I did in Egypt, and my signs that I did among them, so that you may know that I am Jehovah." Then Moses and Aaron came to Pharaoh and said to him, "Thus says the Lord God of the Hebrews, how long will you not humble yourself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if you still refuse to let him go, behold, tomorrow I will bring the locusts upon your territory, which will cover the face of the earth, so that the earth cannot be seen, and she will eat what escaped, what is left of you from the hail. He will also eat every tree that bears fruit for you in the field. And it will fill your houses, and the houses of all your servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, such as your fathers and grandfathers never saw, since they were on the earth until this day." And he turned and left before Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh's servants said to him, "How long will this man be a snare to us? Let these men go, that they may serve Jehovah their God. Don't you still know that Egypt is already destroyed?" And Moses and Aaron were called again before Pharaoh, and he said unto them, "Go, serve the Lord your God." "Who are the ones who have to go?" Moses answered, "We must go with our children and with our old men, with our sons and with our daughters. We must go with our sheep and with our cows, because it is our solemn feast to Jehovah." And he said to them, "So be the Lord with you. How can I let you and your children go? Look how the evil is in front of your face. It will not be so. Go now, you men, and serve the Lord, for this is what you asked." And they drove them out of Pharaoh's presence. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt to bring the locusts, so that they may come up on the land of Egypt and consume all that the hail left behind." And Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind over the land all that day and all that night, and when morning came the east wind brought the locusts. And the locusts came up over all the land of Egypt, and settled in all the land of Egypt in such great numbers as had never been before or ever will be after. And it covered the face of the whole country, and darkened the land, and it consumed all the grass of the land, and all the fruit of the trees that the hail had left. There was nothing green left on the trees or on the grass of the field in all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh hastened to call Moses and Aaron, and said, "I have sinned against the Lord your God, and against you. But I beg you now to forgive my sin just this once, and to pray to Jehovah your God to remove at least this deadly plague from me." And Moses went out from before Pharaoh, and prayed to the Lord. Then the Lord brought a very strong west wind, and removed the locusts and threw them into the Red Sea. Not a single locust was left in all the land of Egypt. The plague of darkness. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the children of Israel go. The Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand toward heaven, so that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, so much so that anyone can feel it." And Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was darkness over all the land of Egypt for 3 days. No one saw his neighbor, nor did anyone leave his place for 3 days, but all the children of Israel had light in their rooms. Then Pharaoh called for Moses, and said, "Go, serve the Lord, only your sheep and your herds remain, let your children also go with you." And Moses said, "You also will give us sacrifices and burnt offerings to offer to the Lord our God. Our cattle will also go with us, not a single hoof will remain, for we must take of them to serve the Lord our God, and we do not know with what we are to serve the Lord until we get there." But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said to him, "Depart from me, be careful that you see my face no more, because on any day that you see my face, you will die." And Moses answered, "You have said well, I will not see your face again."